How good can you get after training your aim for only 10 days? Could it make someone who's a mediocre player into suddenly a great player? Well, recently I decided to find this out for myself through a bit of a personal challenge. Now, over the past few years, aim trainers have gained a lot of popularity. And whether you want to create crazy highlight reels of your aimbot level skill, or you just want to play your game of choice without getting completely steamrolled, then you've probably looked into aim trainers yourself. But there's still universal hesitation around aim trainers, especially the free ones like Aim Labs. So if you want to get good aim, are these trainers like Aim Labs really worthwhile, or are they a complete waste of time? And if Aim Labs can help you, how much improvements could you realistically expect over just 10 days? So to set the stage, I kind of suck at aiming. After a childhood of console gaming, the whole path to mouse and keyboard has been kind of an uphill battle for me. But it is one that I have not given up on. Despite being completely destroyed by seasoned veterans in CSGO, Apex Legends, and just about every other FPS game, I recently decided it's time to make a change. In fact, in an upcoming challenge for myself, I'll be taking on the game Valorant and trying to train full-time in it for 30 days. And of course, I'll be raising the stakes by doing it all live on stream. But rather than embarrassing myself by diving headfirst into it, I've decided to start with an aim training experiment to prepare my basic mechanics. Now, my goal is to basically condense a month worth of aim training into only 10 days. So rather than doing 1 hour of aim training every single day for 30 days, I'll be doing 3 hours of aim training per day for only 10 days. And hopefully this is enough to prepare me. But to add another layer of challenge to this, I decided to go against what everyone suggested for me and to not use Kovacs. Since most players just getting into aim training will likely pick the free option first, I wanted to see if it's any good. As in, is it enough to help someone new to aim training actually improve their aim? Now, of course, my first thought was, yes, of course, Aim Labs can help me improve. But still, after hearing a lot of criticism from those in the eAthlete community and seeing the opinions of top aim coaches like Aimer7, I started to lose confidence in Aim Labs. You see, many people suggest that Aim Labs is really only useful for benchmarking your aiming skills, but not for actually improving them. So hearing all of this kind of sowed a bit of worry into the back of my mind. Was Aim Labs really a good enough aim trainer to help me see results? Well, there was really only one way to find out, and I really just had to hope that I didn't end up wasting my time. So the first step was to just plan everything out. I created a routine and benchmarking system that incorporated equal amounts of 3 key types of aiming: clicking, tracking, and target switching. While my end goal game is Valorant and won't require all of these skills in equal amounts, I really just wanted to build up my overall aim so I can comfortably switch between games in the future. But of course, if you decide to follow in my footsteps, I do suggest prioritizing the types of aim that are most relevant to your game. Now, once I had my baseline measured and a 30-minute routine created, it was time to take the leap. Throughout the next 10 days, I would be using my routine 6 times a day, only switching out the last session on days 2, 6, and 10 for measuring my progress. Now, as confident and excited as I was, on the first day, I already started to see some difficulties. Alright guys, day 1 of the challenge. I recognized today that I really suck at aiming. I would say the one weird thing that I experienced today, the one really odd thing, was the physical aspect. After about like 2 or 3 hours of the challenge, I slowly started noticing my wrist getting shaky. So I'd be swiping across from one side to the other, doing like a tracking drill, and my wrist would just be jittering. It's kind of like the feeling of if you've ever done like a full day of like hiking, and by the end of the day your legs are just like, they feel like complete noodles. Or if you like work out and do weight training for a long time, you just feel like that muscle just stops working. Luckily, by the next day, I already felt more capable. My wrist quickly built up some endurance and my skills started to skyrocket. And I continued to build quick momentum into day 3, where I was just feeling on top of the world with all of the high scores I was hitting. I score again. High score, boys. That's how it's done. But then on day 4, things got a little rockier. I had upgraded my hard drive, and in that process, aimlabs lost the data from my first 3 days. I still had my benchmark scores, which mattered the most, but I could no longer tell if I was really beating my previous high scores or even if I was playing above average. And this is something I grew to really like about aimlabs. Even if you're not hitting your high scores, you can still see if you're improving by checking out your scores in reference to your average. Now, unfortunately, as I lost this feature for the day, I did also lose a little bit of my motivation. Now, on the bright side, I did still feel like I was improving. My wrist felt stronger, my tracking felt smoother, and I was naturally getting a little bit faster. And so, I continued to ride that momentum throughout day 4 and 5 until day 6, when it led me face first into a wall. Alright, day 6 of the challenge, and today was a weird day. Honestly, today might have been what I'd consider to be the worst day of the challenge so far. So far, I've been making quite a bit of progress every day. It's very obvious. I can see my progress going up. But today, it seemed like that completely stopped. And I don't really know what caused that. In aimlabs, it shows you your average score. And today, a lot of the times when I play a scenario, my average was below what it has been the past few days, which is kind of a bad sign. You know, I have 4 days left in this challenge, and I don't want to see my progress suddenly stop on day 6 and kind of stagnate through the rest of this. So I'm a little bit frustrated, but you know, I gotta hold out hope. I gotta have my fingers crossed, and I gotta figure out how to kind of get myself back on track. So let's hope things work out. Let's hope I can keep making progress, and fingers crossed. Now, this was by far the greatest difficulty of the challenge. I'd expected to see more results at the start of the challenge and to see slower progress as it went on, but I didn't expect to start losing progress midway through the challenge. Luckily, on the next day, I had a bit of an epiphany. Now, the issue was that I wasn't pushing myself hard enough. In the first few days, I felt entirely out of my element. Even the easy scenarios felt like a complete challenge, and the more challenging scenarios forced me to focus intensely just to hit a few targets. But as I adapted to this, I noticed I didn't need to try as hard, and I would even be zoning out a lot while I was playing. Essentially, I needed to put the pressure back on. So, on day 7, I took the time to revamp my training routine, and the most significant upgrade was just customizing some of the exercises so the targets were smaller, faster, and a hell of a lot harder to hit. And so, over the final few days, this new routine really challenged me. I had to focus a lot harder, embrace the feeling like I completely sucked at aiming again, and even seek advice from people in the chat. And as I pushed myself harder, I began to feel a healthy level of fatigue in my aiming hand, similar to the challenge's first day. And this was a sign that things were going in the right direction. So then, what happened after all of this? Did I dramatically increase my aim in the last few days, or become a top-level FPS player after the entire 10-day challenge? Well, let's break down both objective results from what I measured, and then see how it translated into the game. Now, here is a screenshot of all my results from the experiment. But to simplify this and help visualize it, let's add up all the scores from each type of aim to see how much each type improved throughout the challenge. Now, one thing to point out is that the inevitable did in fact happen. The longer the challenge went on, the slower the progress. But even though this is a natural progression of skill, 10 days is quite a short period of time, so it doesn't take hold quite drastically. In fact, near the end of the challenge, as I switched up my training routine, the progress is still quite significant. But since aimlabs doesn't show how good your skill is in relation to other players, I also decided to use Kovacs purely for this purpose, measuring myself before and after the training. And I treated this as more of a quick benchmark and didn't try to be super thorough with it. But I did measure myself on 5 different tasks that covered clicking, tracking, and target switching. Within these drills, the most drastic improvements was in my target switching skills. But let's see what my overall aim improvement was by adding these percentiles together. Now, at the start of the challenge, I was at a mean percentile of 59.1, meaning that I was slightly above average compared to everyone who tries these scenarios. But by the end of the challenge, my mean percentile rose to 72.9. As someone who's relatively competitive, seeing this improvement in my skill in relation to others might be the most rewarding results that I saw, at least when talking about the objective measurements. But how does an upgrade in over 10 percentile points translate into the game? Now, during the challenge, I abstained from playing any game, but on day 10, I hopped into some Valorant games to see how much my aim actually translated. And it's worth mentioning again that before the challenge, I was pretty bad at aiming. And as you might expect, 10 days didn't exactly turn me into a top tier player, but I did start to hit some shots that genuinely surprised me.
Sorry, bro.
Ooh, nice shot, dude. Oh my gosh.
Again, I started off as a pretty bad player. I'm now feeling like a bad player who sometimes can just like surprise himself with random flicks or headshots.
Enemy spotted.
Nice shot.
Now, ultimately, I noticed one powerful thing. Previously, I struggled to hit headshots, and when I did hit them, I'd have to take my time to really line them up. But suddenly, I was hitting shots where it felt like someone else was hijacking my body. Shots that honestly surprised me. Now, while I can't yet hit these shots every single time, it is incredible to see what I'm now capable of after just a short aim training experiment. And I'm excited to see what I'll be able to do as I begin to make more progress like this and how consistent my aim can become. So overall, what can we learn from this experiment? Well, I hope that you gained 2 new perspectives from it. The first being that aim training is, in fact, worth your time, but only if you're constantly pushing yourself in ways that make you feel sufficiently challenged. Now, the second is that even while some aim trainers may have benefits over others, aim labs might not be as bad as you think, assuming that you utilize the custom drills. If you don't, it might just really be more of a benchmarking tool, but if you challenge yourself enough by customizing the drills, you can see some pretty great results. So if you want to start surprising yourself with satisfying headshots or just want to build your confidence in your aim, then start by creating your own 10-day challenge. During that time, pay close attention to the ups and the downs of the experience and learn as much as possible. Because on the other end of it, you'll no doubt be a better player. Now, if you want to rank up and improve your gaming skills as fast as possible, then I highly recommend checking out our new esports course. It's essentially a bootcamp style step-by-step course that teaches you how to train like a pro so that you can blast through skill plateaus and start making real progress. It includes over 50 short videos that go far beyond the tips mentioned in any of our YouTube videos and combines scientific research on how to enhance your motor skills and learning, as well as professional level esports advice. It then combines all of the lessons into a 66-day challenge that you can use to make massive progress towards your esports goals. So, if you want to improve your mechanical skills and game knowledge over the next 66 days, then join now using the link in the description. And of course, this video is also brought to you by our very own supplements called eAdvantage. In short, eAdvantage is a cheaper, healthier, and much more effective alternative to energy drinks. If you want to get insane focus without the jitters and sugar crash, and you want to play at the peak of your ability during important games, then I highly recommend it. If you want to try it out for yourself, you can find a link for it in the description below. And of course, I hope you guys loved this video. If you did, then leave a comment below and let me know what your biggest takeaway is. And as I usually do, I will be responding to every single comment posted within the first few days. So let me know what you think. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.